So hi there and welcome back to my channel. I have a new backdrop today because I'm talking about Read-EH-Thon, which is the Canadian Read-A-Thon that starts on Sunday, July the 1st and ends on July the 8th. So I went through my shelves and picked out all the books that I think that I'm pretty sure are by Canadian authors that I haven't read yet, to somehow make a semblance of a TBR from that. So this is kind of going to be a TBR for the Read-A-Thon, or Read-A-Thon, but also just all the books by Canadian authors that I own and haven't read yet. So I'm kind of going to go through them in the order in which I really want to prioritize them and what I want to read first. And I'll link all of the announcement videos, TBRs and stuff that have been posted by the host down below, as well as all of the challenges, because I don't want to go through them, so I'm not. So I'm going to at least start with Mark Sakamoto's Forgiveness. This one Canada reads this year. It's been something that I wanted to read since I bought it, and it's another book about the Japanese internment. I read Obasan last year and really liked it, so I'm hoping to also really enjoy this one. So this is like my #1 priority. For Christmas, one of my cousins gave me Fifth Business by Robertson Davies, so I do really want to read this. He is a Canadian author, and I feel like I should read it soon. And I'm very excited to get to it. So that is like the second that I want to read. And now the rest of the books are just going to be in no real particular order. So I have By Book or by Crook by Eva Gates. Eva Gates is a pen name for Vicky Delaney, who is a Canadian cozy mystery author. This one is a Boda Lighthouse library. It's in fact called the Library Lighthouse Mystery Series. So I'm really excited to get to this one. It looks super fun, and yeah. To stay on the theme of mysteries, I also have The Couple Next Door by Sherry Lapina. When I read Stranger in the House, I found out that she was Canadian, so I do want to read this. And to round out the sort of maybe mysterious darker stuff, I also have Gargoyle by Andrew Davidson. When I looked him up, it said he lived in Toronto. Toronto's in Canada, so it's a Canadian book. Let's see what else I have. I have The Colony of Unrequited Dreams by Wayne Johnson. This one takes place in Newfoundland, if I'm not mistaken, published by Vintage Canada. When I read the synopsis, I thought it sounded really cool. It's a little bit thicker than some of the other books, but I am really looking forward to reading this one. So we moved into some more historical things. I have Disappearing Moon Cafe by Sky Lee. This is about, I think, Toronto again, or Vancouver. Sorry, Vancouver. Vancouver's Chinatown. And when I read the description for this, I also thought it sounded really cool. I bought it last year, still haven't read it, so something that I want to read. 2 years ago, my friend Kate suggested that I read The Painted Girls by Kathy Marie Buchanan. And when I was looking up her author profile, it also seemed to say that she was Canadian, so I brought this book upstairs. And finally, to round out the historical leaning things, I have a nonfiction book, God's Mercies, Rivalry, Betrayal, and the Dream of Discovery by Douglas Hunter. I bought this from the ROM, and it is about Samuel de Champlain and Henry Hudson and their race to map and exploit the northern half of North America. So I think that'll be interesting. It's obviously very Canadian, so I'll put that down. Now I'm going to move into the 3 Margaret Atwood books that I have on my shelf that I do want to read eventually. I think the first one that I really want to read is Oryx and Crack. I believe there's going to be a series out based on this trilogy, so I would like to read the first book. Then I have The Blind Assassin and The Robber Bride, which I bought to make up the rest of The Woman. These are the Emblem editions. There was one for The Handmaid's Tale, which was also beautiful, and Alias Grace. These ones are both quite chunky, so I don't think I'll read either of them for the read-a-thon, but they are Canadian, they are on my shelf, so they're in this video. Finally, I'm going to go through the 3 YA selections that I have. The first one is 1,000 Nights by E.K. Johnson, which is a retelling of 1,000 Nights. She's Canadian, so I own it, and it has a bookmark in it, so I'm going to take that out because I didn't put that there. Rebel of the Sands by Alan Hamilton. Did not pronounce that right. Pretty sure she's Canadian, not 100%, but when I was looking on the internet, or her author profile, she was born and raised in Toronto. So, she's Canadian. Toronto. And finally, I have Tess of the Road by Rachel Hartman. Out of the 3 YAs, this is probably the first one that I'm going to pick up, because I like dragons. But when I was reading about Rachel Hartman, it says that she's currently living in Canada, so that makes this a Canadian book, right? Right? Anyways, so clearly, I love Canada a lot. I live there. This is my airport. Those are the coordinates for the airport. I bought this lovely blanket because I thought it was nice because it had Canada on it. If you want to see a better picture of this blanket, go check out my Instagram. It also has most of these books in that picture, so, you know, it's another good way to see them. All of them will be linked in the description box down below, and yeah, that's it. So sometime next week I should have a video of all the Canadian books on my shelves that I have read come out, hopefully, and to give you more ideas if you're looking for some more Canadian books. I will say that one of the challenges for the Read-EH-Thon that's coming up is read a book by an indigenous author. None of these authors here are indigenous, which is unfortunate. So if you have any suggestions that would fulfill that, please let me know in the comments down below. I've read Birdie and I've read The Break, but I haven't read anything else by an indigenous Canadian author. So I enjoyed both of those, so if that gives you an idea of stylistically what you think I might enjoy, great. But yeah, that's all I have for this video, and we'll see you in the next one.